recording. Thanks everybody. We're for the September meeting for Rocky Mountain Rugby referees. I am your host, Joe Burpo. We have a short online presentation. We're talking of the things that are happening right now, including Rugby World Cup, as well as some other things. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to introduce our exchange referee. Glenn, if you want to step close to the camera. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Joe.
Who are you?
I'm Glenn Crocker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I come from a little town in Devon called Tiverton, next to Exeter, where the Exeter Chiefs are. And I'm luckily 52 and next player I'm referee.
Awesome. What level are you? What's your most notable game to date?
I'm a level.
After next week, you'll be able to say your most notable is Aspen Ruggerfest. Yeah.
Level 7 referee in the UK. Most notable game. Not really, they all blended in one after a few years.
Sure.
Doing that, but I would say probably Barnstable versus Newton Abbott when they were in their league. That was a good game.
Okay.
That was quite a good standard, quite quick. So I was quite pleased with that one.
Great.
But yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So also on here, Kyle, if you're so inclined, Kyle had a interesting experience over the past couple of weeks, it seems like. Kyle, you brought it up. Want to take it away?
I mean, I definitely brought it up more just to show I'm not completely delinquent whenever you ask me to take care of things on email. No, I was actually out at Burning Man the last 2.5 weeks, but not as a burner. Wait, can you guys hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Cool. Yeah, thank you. No, I was out there running the medevac. Our company runs medevac for the Burning Man event. So I was out there running the operation, bringing in fixed wing aircraft because an airport appears overnight. Ends up being the second to third busiest airport in Nevada. And then on top of that, had to call in a bunch of helicopters. And the best way I can describe it, it's DDing for 2 weeks straight, 24 hours a day, as everyone else is out there having a great time. So anywho, happy to be here, happy to be a part of this ref society, and yeah, definitely looking forward to contributing.
Great. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, he brought that up when I was sending out all the registration emails, and I'm like, all right, well, that's something that's new in the news, the whole mud pit that is Burning Man. So I thought I would be able to bring that up, which is pretty cool. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was it leads into making sure that everybody's registered. So we started sending out a whole bunch of, hey, don't forget, you gotta be registered. And then a couple of days ago, I sent a email of, hey, you're now deregistered from Ref Up, so you can't take assignments past a certain point. You have, the ones that are submitted, you're still able to get them, but we took you out of the system. If you have not registered with Ref Up and the Rocky Mountain Rugby Referee Society. I don't care if you're also registered with SoCal or whomever, you have to be registered unless you're an international referee and here on assignment from them. You have to be registered with Ref Up. The reason why I bring this up again, not just because for our own numbers, and it's important for, we have 58 registered members, that kind of thing, is that over this past weekend, we did have an incident at Rugby Colorado, with Rugby Colorado. A player got hit in such a way that his heart stopped. And this is a player that is under 18 years old. Luckily, our referee was so the story for him is that he's fine right now. He's stabilized. He's in the hospital. But thanks to quick reaction from athletic trainers and coaches, they were actually able to do CPR on the player for a period of time until the ambulance actually showed up. They actually jumped him with the AEDs. So the kid is going to be, he's alive right now. The thing on our end is that the referee for the match was assigned by Rocky Mountain Rugby referees or a similar entity, right? So we're a recognized entity by USA Rugby. We make the assignments. That helps us there. Our referee was registered with USA Rugby through their registration process. So they're covered on the insurance. So anything that stems from this instance, USA Rugby's got its back. As opposed to if you take a unassigned match, right? Or you yourself are not registered. That opens you up for liability. And that is something that I don't want to see happen to any of our referees, but that is something to be aware of. So if you're a ref or a coach, or if you're a player, you have to do it. And it's not like, hey, I'm refereeing the over 55s. These guys are walking out with 2 rolls of duct tape to holding themselves together. This is players who are, they're playing Tri Rugby Colorado, right? So this player is probably under 16 years old and, probably has no history of heart issue. So welcome, Steve. Otherwise, what's up, Jim?
Heyo.
We're all registered and all that.
So the way that Aspen works is that the city of Aspen puts it on. The city of Aspen has their own insurance. So they will take care of that. And they recognize the fact that we will take care of adequately assigned referees, right? That's their interaction with us ahead of time. They say, hey, you will give us adequately assigned somehow assigned referees that have all of their kind of, that back end is already taken care of, but it's not taken care of through the USA Rugby end. Questions? Yeah, well, I hope that we're all okay on that. Moving on, other things before we go outside, because this is going to be a nice short meeting. At least on the sitting here and looking at each other front. Rugby World Cup is going on. Every Sunday we are at Darcy's, which is in DTC. It's at 1 p.m. We had me plus 3 other people there yesterday, but otherwise it's pretty fun. You get to talk rugby. There's other rugby people there. But when it comes to the society, we were kind of low attendance. The goal there being that they can maybe turn around and start sponsoring us as a society. There's a lot of benefits there when we get society benefits. Any questions for Rugby World Cup? We can talk specifics later. Big Boss Paul, what do you got for us? You got to come close to the microphone.
A couple things, guys. First off, we're in the thick of the season now. There's a ton of games. Some of us are up in Aspen for Ruggerfest, and there's a ton of games on Saturday and Sunday, and every Saturday and Sunday from here to the end of October. So go out there. I know a lot of you guys have been putting in bids. There have been some questions coming my way regarding how the bid process works. Just as a reminder, and for you new people that don't know, or maybe weren't given a real good explanation on how RefUp works, and Steve, forgive me if I'm getting some of this wrong, but basically if the game is in the system for at least 2 weeks or whatever, for a long period of time, and bids are in the system, it gives a couple days for those bids to get in the system. And if there are enough bids, or if that game has been in there long enough, then the ref up automatically assigns the top boost person 10 days before the game. Okay. Anything after that 10 days, then it gives a couple days, and then like by Monday or something, then it assigns the referee based on the most boosts. So really it depends on several factors, most of which is when that game got put into ref up by the home team. So if you see a game in the system and you saw that it was available to bid and you didn't jump on it, I would suggest jumping on the bid and maybe going back or whatever, because I've had some complaints about losing bids and stuff like that. But in general, that's how it works. If the game gets put in the system on like a Monday for a Saturday game, then the system automatically tries to get assigned, I think, on the Wednesday. So it only gives a very short turnaround. And if it's like on a Wednesday for a Saturday, it's pretty much almost instantaneous. And that happens all the time. That happens when, like, let's say someone won a bid and then something with work and they had to cancel their bid. So now we need to fill in the ref. Well, rather than us have to call around, if someone jumps on it, you'll get that little thing, activity on ref up, this bid reopened, and then someone goes in there and puts in a bid. Most likely you're going to get it if it's that short period of time. Most importantly regarding ref up though, is that, as you know, when people put the stuff in ref up, especially well in advance, they may not know exactly what time they're going to be playing based on permits. They don't necessarily know that they're going to be in Infinity or Cook Park or something like that. Stuff always changes. And if you played, you know that too. So what we ask, and this is primarily for the new guys that haven't maybe been around for a while, is we expect every team to send a confirmation email to the assigned referee 72 hours prior to the match. Okay. What that means for you is that you get the final details. Okay. And then that gives you an opportunity to send them back. We have a canned email with what you expect with, ropes and all that kind of stuff. If you don't get that email by Thursday night, I need you to email me and say, I have not received confirmation from the Barbos.
Thursday morning.
No, Thursday night.
Okay.
Thursday night. You just give them some time.
Yeah.
So Thursday night is when I'll send my hatagram. Okay. Or Friday morning, something like that. It gives them, a little bit of time. I give them a little bit of leeway, but 72 hours is Thursday morning, something like that. But sometime Thursday, email me, say I've not received confirmation yet. I will send something out to whatever contact information I can find for that club saying you haven't confirmed yet. I'll probably copy you on it and remind them that if they don't confirm, then most likely they're not going to get the ref. And in which case, I would prefer if you guys just don't go, because it is a responsibility.
We've got matches that are being unassigned.
Yeah.
Because so if they're taking it up and they're not treating it with the level of importance,
Right.
the assignment with the level of importance, then we have other people that will.
Yeah.
We have other teams that will. So we are short-staffed. There's always a referee shortage, but that's what I would suggest, right? Is that hit us up and be like, hey, haven't been contacted again. And then we will get you another match, most likely.
Yep.
Just don't show up, because what happens is that the team then said, oh yeah, we told everybody on Facebook that we canceled. That doesn't work.
The expectation, and I know the league has sent something out to all the clubs, reminding them of this expectation, is to confirm the match details with us. Because the only thing we have to go by, because I'm not going to go looking around on Facebook. Granted, I most likely will, but that's not my responsibility, and I don't expect any referee to do that necessarily either. Is their expectation to confirm with the referee. So let me know. I'll give them a little hatagram kind of warning, and hopefully you get the confirmation shortly thereafter. That's usually what happens. Some teams are a lot more compliant about it. Some teams I have to remind them once or twice, and then who knows? I haven't had to escalate it yet, but they might get tired of my hatagrams. Who knows? But just important to let me know, so that, and then I kind of track it, so I know, which clubs are a little bit more compliant and whatnot, that kind of thing too. The other thing with ref up too is that we can't see who's bidding, but we can often see how many people are bidding on games, which means there are multiple people trying to get one game. So I don't want to get into a detailed conversation on how boosts work and all that kind of stuff. But if it's a game you really want, use your boost to get it. And if you didn't get it, then on Monday or Wednesday of that week before a game, look back in ref up and see what game isn't covered. For instance, this Saturday, we have a big game, Highlanders versus the Harlequins, which they lazily didn't put in until like late last week. So right now there are no bids at all for it. Nobody's gone up to try to get that game. So if you are looking for a game and lost out on your bid and you are at the level that can do that game, then that game is looking for a referee. There may be some other ones I can't think of off the top of my head, but lots of games over the next several weeks for you to do. And worst case scenario, try rugby is always a good opportunity to go out there and have fun with the younger kids and whatnot, and maybe even get there a little early and be a mentor to the younger try referees that are doing the under 10s and under 12s and stuff like that.
There's always something to learn from refereeing rugby. So there, Steve Gore, owner operator of Ref Up, also posted in the chat the Ref Up FAQ that'll go out in the email.
Yep. All right. That's it for me.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Paul. Is there any questions from the floor? Yeah, nah? Naya? Katie Helen? I understand completely, just putting it on mute and walking away.
There's an Air Force D1 women versus Wyoming.
Good, thank you. Yep, this is for the people that are not going up to Aspen, this is a great opportunity weekend.
That's on Sunday too. So.
Yeah. All right. Otherwise, thanks everybody that are online. We're only doing 20 minutes, I guess. We're gonna go out and do some running line work. So maybe hopefully next time people can start attending in person. Makes it much more interesting. And you get to see our fabulous exchanges and stuff like that. As well as if you have any requests for topics for meetings, we would happily have those. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank you.